You're listening to Monco Radio, where music and minds meet.
Standing by.
It's time to get in the ring with DJ D-Coos.
Yes, it is. It's time to get in the ring here with DJ D Kooks, as it is Friday, March 31st, 2017. WrestleMania week is here.
It is caught up to us in a very big way, and obviously, if you haven't been living under a rock, the Orlando has basically turned into a party for all things wrestling. Not even just WWE stuff. Evolve has got a show there, has posted up. A bunch of indie programs have posted up. Someone at the door who's posted up. But it's turned into a gigantic wrestling convention, if you will, where, although we knew this was coming, and we talked about some of it last week, where anyone and everyone that is involved in wrestling is basically posted up in Orlando for the next 5-6 days.
Yes. And while you're waiting in line at Progress or at WrestleCon or in line at Hogan's Beach Club,
which apparently Hogan forgot his own lines and catchphrase. I kid you not. There's actual video evidence of Hogan. Jimmy Hart was doing the ribbon cutting, and Hogan legitimately forgot his catchphrase. There's actual video evidence of this.
And we're joined by, before he comments on Hogan's forgetting his catchphrases, we're joined by F4W online contributor and former Voice of Wrestling contributor, and he has a book reviewing all 32 WrestleManias on Amazon, Bryan Rose.
Okay, what's happening?
Hey there, what's going on?
Nothing much. It's a glorious day.
Yep.
No pun intended, of course, with Bobby Roode.
Although he's got business we'll handle tomorrow and we'll talk about. But yeah, it's all right, so
well, let's start with the events that already happened.
Yeah.
We had Evolve 80. I got home a little late, so I didn't see Drew Galloway and Matt Riddle, but I saw some of the clips. It was a good match, but this was insane. Matt Riddle.
Oh, this gonna hurt.
Yep. As we showed the gift.
Pile driver off the apron through the table, a la Rhino Flow.
Yes.
Back in ECW days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Matt Riddle wrestling about 75 times this weekend. Decides
pretty
first
much
match
to eat a pile driver from an apron through a table on the outside.
Yep, this was a good match. I know, Brian, you watched a little bit of Evolve. Did you see this one?
Yes, I did see the opening, and it was really good, but kind of like a squash match. I thought it was more like a storyline setting up to something. I mean, there is the WWE Super Show later this weekend, and they're going to crown any WWE champion, and they are both in that match. So I'm thinking it was an angle set up something leading up to that match. But I mean, as far as this match went, it was a pretty good little quick sprint of a match. That was very good.
Yes. Then we had Tim Thatcher versus Chris Dickinson. I didn't get home in time for this one either, but what were your thoughts on this match, Brian?
I didn't really watch that match. I mean, I watched the opening, and then I kind of like left in the background while I did some other stuff, and then I watched Keith Lee and Ricochet and some parts of the main event.
Yeah. But this was an okay match, from what I've heard.
Thatcher getting the win here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then Leo Rush defeated Jaka and Jason Kincaid. This was originally Jaka versus Kincaid, but it changed to a triple threat. Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse because I'm sick. And I was hooting and hollering all night last night.
Because he was watching
wrestling.
the stuff that happened.
And this was a good triple threat. There was a nice sequence with one of the smoothest reverse rounders you'll see from Leo Rush. Rush finished it off with Frog Splash. There was a Tree of Doom with Tower of Doom with two guys and a Hurricanrana by Kincaid. And yeah. So then we had the Gatekeepers defeat Facade and Richard Blade. Ethan Page defeating Austin Theory. And then the weirdest angle ever.
Okay.
This felt like the longest.
It drug. And I'm like, I thought Joey Janela's spring break was supposed to start at 11:59, not at 9:30.
Oh.
With the trippiness.
You were prepared for that.
No, because there was zombies coming out.
Okay.
And then with a body bag.
Okay.
And then Ethan Page and the Gatekeepers Ethan Page and Gatekeepers both won their matches.
Right.
So Ethan Page and Gatekeepers basically attack this body bag, and then throw the body bag to the outside with all the zombies. And I swear to God, Darby Allin hit the freaking rail while he was in the body bag with a metal pipe.
Ooh.
As eventually Darby Allin would come out with a metal pipe out of the body bag and attack Ethan Page and the Gatekeepers, and they challenged Ethan. He had challenged Ethan Page to an Anything Goes match today at Evolve 81.
That is odd. That is very, very odd. Jeez. A lot to process on that one. A lot to process on there.
This was weird.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to describe it.
Here was the body bag.
All right, so they toss the body bag. So they basically toss it into a bunch of zombies who catch it.
But look at the end. It almost looks like he hits the guardrail.
Yeah, he was really close. One of the ends of definitely did almost hit the guardrail there.
It felt like the Chamber of Horrors in 1991.
And there's a video where you can actually watch such a thing.
Then we had Ricochet versus Keith Lee. The crowd was sort of burnt out for the first 5 minutes because that angle took the wind out of the crowd. And why wouldn't it? But
once they got going, the crowd came back.
And Keith Lee was in ROH's possession, like a lot of talented young wrestlers, and left ROH. And he was in this match with Ricochet, and it was glorious.
Yes. You know what? Keith Lee is going to be somebody to look forward to in the next few years because he is rapidly improving. I remember watching him a couple years ago in Texas Independence, and there was something to him then, but now it's like night and day. He's completely awesome, just doing stuff that a guy his size, it's something amazing to witness every time we see him out there. So he's definitely a standout in Evolve right now. I have no idea why ROH let him go. That seems to be an issue with ROH, I guess, but Evolve picked up somebody great, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing him in the future.
Yeah.
Seems to me like they didn't know what they had, and they didn't realize this untapped potential that Keith Lee had, and now Evolve is cultivating it and turning it into the potential star that he will be for years to come, it would seem.
Yeah, which kind of tells you about Ring of Honor's, I guess, I don't know, it kind of tells you about their talent scouting right now. It's kind of off.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But, what can you do? It's really weird, but oh well.
Then we get to a little bit of a disjointed match between Tracy Williams and Freddie A.I. defeating Michael Elgin and Diamond Dijak. I just felt this was disjointed.
You know, I did like this match in that Dijak looked really great and Elgin looked really great, but other team I'm kind of like blanking.
None of the chemistry, you think?
I don't think so. I mean, I think Dijak and Elgin as a team have good chemistry.
That was nice. I love they're showing a gif of Elgin's doing a powerbomb into Dijak, who does a chokeslam backbreaker like move. That's nice.
Cool. That was bonkers. Yeah. And it seemed like baseball was on the top of his mind, Michael Elgin.
Hey, baseball starts on Sunday. Not any of us are really going to watch the Cubs-Cardinals opening night, but that starts on Sunday.
Then we have the Evolve Championship, a Styles Clash. No pun intended.
Yep. Between Sabre and ACH. We're talking technical ground game as opposed to the aerial game of ACH. They say Styles make fights.
And this was a very good match, I thought. It was slow at times, but picked up really at the end. And I really liked it.
Yeah, that's my thoughts too. Like, it was kind of slow at first, but the last few minutes of that match were like really good. Sabre is just, I love his style. It's. I mean, with most guys, that kind of style is kind of boring, but he isn't boring in his style. It's really good, and I've watched him in New Japan and the CWC and in other places, and here tonight his work felt like a champion level kind of work, which is really good. And ACH is really good at what he does too. So I mean, like you said, at first I thought this might be a weird match because they are both like radically different in their styles, but they managed to work that.
Yeah,
that is a
their advantage.
Counter.
They worked really well.
And there's a gif of the beautiful counter that Sabre has, where ACH is coming off the ropes of the 450, and Sabre immediately traps his head in the vice and is going for the arm into the triangle choke. It is a beautiful counter.
That is awesome.
Wow, that is amazing.
And then after the match, Michael Elgin came out, and he's Sabre's opponent at Evolve 81. And back-fisted the crap out of him
Yeah.
to end the show. And everybody in that building was shocked. And then everybody in that building got their beach shirts on, got the beach noodles. It changed moods because we had Game Changer Wrestling's Joey Janela Spring Break 2017.
Which is the reason why his voice is a little hoarse this morning. Yeah. Because this show was apparently flames.
It was. Yeah. It's not a work rate show. Let's be real.
Okay.
This was not a work rate show. But the crowd was so much fun. Everybody was in on the joke and the fun and the atmosphere. And apparently there was more people at the Janela Spring Break than at Evolve.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, according to some reports. So it started off with Sami Callihan versus Kyle the Beast. This was very good. Very good. Sami won with a stretch muffler. This was a good opener, I thought.
Yeah, I would agree. Good back and forth match.
Yeah, sorry, me and Brian are both.
Yeah, you guys are both really hoarse right now.
Yeah.
No, the weather's not really helping out here.
It's not.
It's a very dreary day out here. It's supposed to rain for most of the day, off and on. So it's a very dreary, ugly day outside.
Then Braxton Southern Alley versus Andy Williams from Every Time I Die and Penelope Ford. And I'll say this about Andy Williams, and I tweeted this out live.
Okay.
Andy Williams has better punches than Shane McMahon.
Ooh. That's not a high bar to reach.
That's not a high bar to reach, right?
Shane's got quick punches, but I don't think the punching power for Shane is there. Like, Shane can throw him with the quick jabs, but he's not like...
His quick jabs suck!
Yeah, but it's not that good. Yeah, I'm saying it's not that good. They're just not there.
Penelope and Andy won with a assisted moonsault, and this match was better than it had any right to be.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know the guy was... he's not a full-time wrestler, right?
No, he's not.
Musician?
Yeah, musician.
I think he's a musician. Yeah, I never really heard of him until now, but I thought that was a pretty good match.
Yeah, I thought it was put together well. And then we got the bloodbath of the night. Anything goes, falls count anywhere. Matt Tremont versus Eddie Kingston. Matt Tremont bled all over the place for 20 minutes.
The GCW Heavyweight Championship match.
And then There was a theme of the night.
Okay.
Doors.
Oh.
Doors
Okay.
were a theme.
Okay.
I guess those replaced tables.
Yeah,
Apparently
I
so.
guess they
I
did.
suppose.
I think they were trying to go for the cops bust down the doors at spring breaks.
So
Sort of like that. But the doors
Okay.
basically replaced the tables.
Yep.
And Tremont won with
With the DVD
Through-
through a door
yes.
/ table prop, I guess to say, through DVD through the door to get it done and to win the championship. Actually, to retain the championship against Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, and I thought the drama here was great too. I thought Kingston was going to win a couple times. What were your thoughts?
I think I'm kind of like tuned out because those type of matches don't
Right.
appeal to me. I mean, it kind of felt like CCW-ish, but I think both of them wrestled there, so I mean, I guess that fits. But you know, it was fine. I mean, they bled a lot, which is what I was kind of expecting. So yeah,
Then
it was
we
fine.
got the cluster F. A literal cluster F.
Okay.
So the rules were Royal Rumble style
Okay.
staggered entrance.
So it's a battle royal. Oh, okay.
It's not a battle
Okay, it's not a
royal.
battle royal. It's just everyone
It's
comes in
ro-
at intervals. Okay.
Comes in
Got
different
it.
intervals, and the only way you could win was pinfall, submission, or death.
Oh, okay. All right.
Death. Yes.
Pinfall submission or death.
And this went 35
Alright.
minutes, and it was 35 minutes of fun.
All right then.
Dink the Clown came out, the Invisible Man.
Okay.
A literal Invisible Man.
Oh.
We're not joking here. It's
Yeah,
not somebody
legit
dressed up.
Invisible Man.
So we're talking like somebody that would know Manti Te'o's girlfriend. Is that what we're doing here? Okay. All right.
Yup, exactly.
All right.
It might have been Manti Te'o's
Yeah,
girlfriend.
possibly.
Because Veda Scott was in there. It could have been Manti Te'o's girlfriend.
There you have it.
I obviously that's a dig at me because I'm a big Notre Dame fan.
There you go. Although he's a
And
player.
it ended up with Jimmy Lloyd, Glacier. Yes, that Glacier
Oh.
from WCW.
I remember, yes, I remember Glacier. Yeah,
And
I
all
remember
he
him from
goes to
WCW.
Page.
Yeah.
And kind of showdown. That was like
I remember
Awesome.
Glacier. Oh, man, I remember like 99 or 2000. I remember Glacier. Oh,
And they had a
remember
Mortal
him.
Kombat square off.
Nice.
It was
oh yeah,
glory.
that too. Mortal Kombat theme.
The Mortal Kombat theme. It's a trap. Glacier rolls up,
Glacier playing the role of
got rolled
Sub-Zero.
up Page, and then Lloyd made no. As soon as Lloyd ended it, Lloyd won with the Cradle Pile Driver.
Nice.
This was incredible.
Nice.
See, this is not a work rate show, but this show is must watch for the spectacle that it
Okay.
was.
Yes.
Okay. It's just a
That
whole lot
was
of...
just a big time spectacle. Just a bunch of it's not a star rating show. It's
Right.
just watch and have fun kind of show. That's what I thought.
And of course, they put the work rate match of the show in the death slot,
And then they put Leo Rush and Keith Lee.
who have a great match.
Yeah, that was really good. I really liked the psychology of that match with Keith Lee being the big guy bullying around Leo Rush, and then Rush ends up getting the win. So that was a really well booked match. I really liked that one too.
And then you
got Marty Jannetty in the main event.
no, this is a
the co-main. I'm saying the co-main.
because we have one more.
Yeah, he's the co-main with Joey Janela.
And yes, the impossible happened. Earl Hebner did a ref bump.
Okay.
Virgil interfered.
Okay.
Caused Marty Jannetty to Canadian destroy.
He did a Canadian Destroyer. Janela, he did a Canadian Destroyer.
I popped after that. I was like, no,
I
no.
couldn't believe... when he told me about this, I couldn't believe Jannetty, A, could actually do a Canadian Destroyer, and B, do it and nobody got killed. So that is stunning on so many
Commentary
levels.
mentioned it was Virgil under a mask.
Okay.
And somebody mentioned on commentary mentioned it was Pentagon Jr. And I'm like, oh my god.
Oh,
Janae hit the rocker dropper on the chair. They kicked. Janela wins with a super kick after her Ebner counting the pin. This was a hoot, smoke and mirrors.
This
might be the best smoke and mirror match of the weekend.
This is legitimately wow. This is legitimately great.
Oh.
Apparently, he's not able to hear us.
Are you able to hear now?
I hear you right now, but it goes like in and out.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We were just talking about the Joey Janela, Marty Jannetty match. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, that was an awesome main event. That's not a main event, but the co-main event. I mean, like, as far as work rate goes, it's not awesome or anything, but it was just awesome in that, I thought it was well booked. I mean, Marty Jannetty kind of can't get around much. I guess that would be the nice way of putting it. I mean, he's kind of immobile, but they worked around that and they had a pretty good match. And he did a Canadian Destroyer, which I never expected him to do at all. So it worked out great for both of them. It was fine for what it was.
And then we have the main event. If that wasn't enough, you had the main event of Dan Severn versus Matt Riddle. Yes, that Dan Severn.
Okay.
This felt like a big sports fight. David Starr was at ringside. This was a lot of fun. A lot of grapple effing, honestly. But it was the good kind. And then our bro and our savior
Riddle gets it done.
Taps out Severn.
Yeah, Riddle gets it done with the bromission.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Hello?
Yep.
Your thoughts on Matt Riddle versus Dan Severn, Brian?
I liked how no, it was just a nice back and forth kind of match. Riddle's very good at this level. Severn, I think Severn held his own, and it was just a pretty nice, solid main event. I mean, it's not like awesome or out of this world or anything, but it just had a nice back and forth match. It was nice.
Yep. I liked it as well. I liked it a lot. So, Joey Janela Spring Break, huge success. Huge success. Sorry, we're so tired.
Very impressive.
Yeah, this show started at midnight, so...
That explains everything. Which I'm sure it went on for, 2.5 hours?
Yeah, it went on for 2.5.
Right.
So, we have... Then at 12 p.m. Eastern.
So right after this show.
So right after this show, you can be in line for this, or you're listening. It is Progress Wrestling. 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UK time. With this card, James Drake versus Rockstar Spud, Jiminy versus Tony Storm, Sami Callihan and Shane Strickland versus the South Pacific Power Trip with Travis Banks and DK Cooper. Matt Riddle versus Trent Seven. Tyler Bate versus Mark Andrews. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jimmy Havoc. And your main event, Pete Dunne versus Mark Haskins. Your thoughts on this card, Brian?
I think it'll be a pretty good card. We're talking about the
Progress
show later in a few hours, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen the card. It looks pretty good. I don't know if I'll be up to watch it, but it looks pretty good from what I've seen. And Trent Seven versus Matt Riddle, who's wrestling his third match now. He's going to be busy this weekend.
Yep.
He really is.
I think it's going to turn out to be a pretty good match. I mean, I have seen Trent Seven in the WWE UK tournament, and he was really good there. I think he got over really well. So, it should be a really good match. I'm looking forward to seeing that if I can.
Yes. And we have Evolve 81 at 4 p.m. This is ridiculous. We have Tim Thatcher versus ACH. Mm-hmm. Drew Galloway versus Leo Rush, which should be insane.
That's going to be really good, yeah.
We have Tracy Williams, Chris Dickinson, and Jaka versus Jason Kincaid, Sam Guevara, and Austin Theory. We have Keith Lee, Donovan Dijak, which should be really good.
Fred Yehai versus Matt Riddle.
And then Zack Sabre Jr.
Sabre versus Elgin. Which is Sabre's title going to be at stake? Since Sabre will retained against ACH?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Elgin does get that one-on-one shot.
So your thoughts on Evolve 81, Brian?
I didn't hear the question.
Evolve 81.
Yeah.
I'll be right now, honestly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta turn it down a little bit. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah. Sorry. Technical difficulties. It wouldn't be an episode of Get in the Ring without them.
These are facts. These are facts.
Your thoughts on Evolve 81?
Oh, well, I didn't hear the question again.
Evolve 81.
I dropped out again.
Yeah, Evolved 81 was the thought here.
Oh, okay. I haven't checked the card for that. I need to check it again.
It is Sabre Elgin.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that should be good.
Yeah.
Lee Dijak.
That should be really good, actually. I'm interested in seeing how those two work together.
Yeah.
I mean, Elgin's a Japanese strong style kind of guy, and
But Sabre's the technician.
yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. That was going to be pretty interesting too.
Lee Dijak. That's good. Lee Dijak. Too.
Oh, that should be really good too. I didn't know if they were pulling to that. I was just thinking yesterday how good of a match that would be, and so now I'm probably glad to make sure I watch that. I want to see how that goes.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. Yeah, there are a lot of good battles, a lot of good matches on this card. It's going to be kind of a must-see television. Yeah, Sabre and Elgin haven't crossed paths before, have they? I don't think they.
No, not really.
Yeah, so I think that'll be really entertaining to see how those two, how good their chemistry can be. Because Sabre can wrestle with that pretty much every type of style. How does he deal with the power of Elgin? That's going to be the question there.
And the other match you should be watching for is Galloway versus Rush.
That should be interesting too.
How does Galloway neutralize the speed of Leo Rush? That's going to be another interesting dynamic.
So we have that. We have WWE Hall of Fame. We're going in event order.
Yes, the Hall of Fame, obviously headlined by Kurt Angle. Other inductees will be Diamond Dallas Page. Actually, Angle's going to be inducted by Cena. We've got Diamond Dallas Page inducted by Eric Bischoff, which has now sparked off rumors. Will Bischoff be the GM of Raw again? Let's see here. We've got Teddy Long is going to be inducted by the APA. We've got Beth Phoenix is going to be inducted by Natalya. Obviously, they've been good friends. Let's see. Ravishing Rick Rude inducted by Ricky Steamboat. That'll be pretty good. Let's see here. We've got Dana Warrior. We'll have the Warrior Award for Eric LeGrand. And we'll obviously use the football player from Rutgers. We've got Jimmy Cornette with the Rock and Roll Express, which will also be good because Cornette on the mic is tremendous stuff. So you got some good inductors.
Teddy Long with
APA, as I mentioned earlier. And obviously Cena with Kurt, which makes sense considering Cena's first match was against Kurt way back when in 2002. So it actually does make a good amount of sense. So I guess of all the guys, and obviously Beth is a woman, of all the people speaking, I guess, Samantha, who do you think has the best speech?
Ricky and Robert.
Rock and roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Kurt Angle will probably have that. I mean, he has a lot of... he has an interesting history, so it would be interesting to hear how he does. Yeah, I mean, I think that would probably be the best one. I would think. Maybe somebody else will do it, but... No, I mean, Kurt Angle has a very interesting history, and it'll be interesting to see how he incorporates that into his speech.
I'm going to go with DDP. I think Diamond Dallas is going to have a really good speech. It's been the last couple of years, like, usually the more, kind of not the headliner name, but like a little bit of a, kind of a co-name has had the bigger speech. Like, obviously from 30, I thought the best speech was Jake Roberts. And you can go back with a few of these where the best speech comes from like one of the secondary people involved in this game. I'm gonna go with DDP. I think Paige is the best.
Zbyszko in 2015, that was glorious.
Yes, that was great.
And then last year, Stan Hansen.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Stan Hansen was really good last year.
And also the Freebirds, because
Yeah, like Freebirds crushed it. Yeah, Freebirds absolutely crushed it. No doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, so we have, and there's also going to be the Legacy Wing. There's rumors that Dr. Jerry Graham will be inducted with a bunch of other names.
Ricky Dozan.
Ricky Dozan, yeah, that's going to be interesting.
If it wasn't for him, Japanese wrestling would be pretty radically different. I mean, I'm sure it would exist, but he's the one who popularized it in Japan, and millions and millions of Japanese people watch his matches. It's kind of amazing the kind of ratings he got. So I think it's well deserved. I like this kind of section of the Hall of Fame because they probably would never induct somebody like Ricky Dozan or Luthez or these guys from another era, but it's nice for them to be included in some way. So it's nice. It's nice to see them get recognition.
Yeah, I'll look up the Legacy Award.
We saw last night that Ric Flair got his statue. That did a very nice ceremony for Rick, as had a lot of his friends from the WCW/AWA days, and obviously his family, and the WWE days, obviously with Hunter and Sean being involved. I thought that was a very well done piece they did with Rick, and he got so much love and respect from everybody in the building as he gets the annual statue like Dusty got, like obviously the joins the Ultimate Warrior and many other, and Bruno, who got his, and joins many other legends who have got their statues for WWE. So all in all, I thought it was a very nice tribute they did for Rick last night.
And two other interesting names in the Legacy Wing: Toots Mott, who was Vince McMahon's business partner, Vince McMahon Sr.'s business partner, and often relegated as the mind behind the wrestling in the 60s. And Haystacks Calhoun, along with Luther Lindsay, Farmer Burns, and Judy Grable, and June Byers.
So that's a pretty good class of those who get in the Legacy Wing.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting names.
Yep.
Definitely.
Because in 2016, if you remember, they inducted Luthez, Mildred Burke, Gotch, Hackenschmidt, Thaz, O'Connor, Strangler, and Taylor R. Thomas.
Yeah, those are some of the names that for years WWE has, or critics of the Hall of Fame have gone after WWE for, like, well, why isn't Luthez in this? Right. He was one of the bigger names of. I mean, a lot of these names are pre-1984 WWE, and for some reason, their history. I mean, they go back to some of these names sometimes, but a lot of the times in their history, WWF wasn't anything until 1984. So it's nice to see these names recognized. Yes. I kind of wish some of them would get like speeches and stuff, but it's probably not going to happen. But it's at least nice for them to read names and show a nice profile video during the ceremony. So at least there's that.
Then we have Friday's events, which are the more Friday stuff. We have the WrestleCon Super Show,
right,
which is tonight, competing against the Hall of Fame. So we have a WrestleCon Rumble.
There'll be 20 people involved here.
Then we have a TLC match between Johnny Mundo and Brian Cage. We have a captain's choice between Will Ospreay and Ricochet. So it's Will Ospreay, Marty Scurll, Ryan Smile, Leo Rush, and one more versus Ricochet, Sami Callihan, Jason Cade, AR Fox, and one more. It will be Bobby Lashley versus Jeff Cobb, which
I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be really good, I think. With both of their backgrounds, that's going to be, I think, a tremendous match.
And then the Hardys versus Phoenix and Pentagon. Any thoughts on the WrestleCon Super Show, Brian?
From what sounds like, that sounds like a pretty fun show. Yeah, Pentagon and who else did you say?
Pentagon and Phoenix versus the Hardys.
Okay, yeah. Both Pentagon and Phoenix are really, really good, and the Hardys have been they've been fun on the independent scene since they left TNA, so that should be a really good match.
Did you see the clapback video?
And I like the Ricochet Ospreay match. That sounds pretty good too.
Did you see the clapback video the Hardys had at TNA?
Oh, where they like threw their belts in the river and they came back and they reincarnated them?
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
They took some shots at the Al and at Jeff Jarrett. That was quality. That was quality stuff.
Yeah.
Then we have the WrestlePro show at WrestleCon, March 30th. Oh, this was last night.
Yesterday.
Oh. I gotta get results. I even forgot this happened.
They didn't do the.
I was watching Evolve and Joey Janela.
Right.
So never mind about the WrestlePro show.
So we got tomorrow. We've got the Wrestling Revolver, WrestleCon, and Pancakes Pile Drivers.
Sponsored by IHOP.
Sponsored by IHOP. Legitimately free pancakes for everyone that shows up to this event tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon at the Orlando Wyndham Resort.
Yes. So we have Eddie Kingston versus Kruger, a.k.a. Adam Rose. Oh, my God. That's going to be bad.
In case you think Eddie Kingston's going to carry him, is that what this is?
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
Then we have the AR Fox Open Invite ladder match, which is going to be bonkers.
Oh, man. Okay, so we got Leo Rush.
That should be interesting.
Leo Rush, Matt Cross, Trevor Lee, Serpentico, and obviously AR Fox, you mentioned, Jason Cade, Joey Janela, Caleb Conley, Zachary Wentz, and Eric Cannon. So, wow, the spots are going to be so real in this match. There's going to be so many high spots. It's going to be ridiculous.
Sounds like it.
Then we have a four-way between Palmer, Zachary Wentz, Desmond Xavier. I thought Zachary Wentz because they're their part. That's HTH and Michael Elgin. That should be good.
Yeah, that should be entertaining.
Definitely.
We have Su Young versus Man Scout Jake Manning.
The Battle of the Sexes match they got going on here.
Then we have Jeff Cobb versus David Starr, which should be good.
That should also be entertaining.
Brian Cage and Sami Callihan versus Ray Phoenix and Pentagon. And Ricochet versus James Strickland.
Not a bad card.
Yeah, that sounds pretty solid.
That's a pretty good card.
Then Revolution Pro Wrestling will have their show on
Saturday afternoon, I think.
Saturday afternoon at 4. You can watch this on the Ref Pro On Demand service after the show is done, or like a day or so.
Yeah, right. When they actually update it. So Ref Pro's matches, we got Sabre versus Pentagon, which I'm imagining that's going to be the main. Their co-main is going to be Ricochet, Marty Scurll. You got Phoenix versus Ospreay, which is going to be brilliant if you remember the match from Bola, which was crazy good. Sami Callihan and Jay White. We got Shane Strickland and Ryan Smile versus Mike Elgin and Brian Cage. And Martin Stone versus Jeff Cobb. So all these matches look like they're going to be really entertaining.
Yeah, that sounds like a very solid card.
Yeah, really.
Ospreay and Phoenix sounds really good.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see that.
Yeah, that match from Bola was... If they do what they did from Bola, that match was completely insane.
I didn't see the Bola match, but just those two names and like
they did
one another, it sounds really good on paper.
They did some stuff. They had, like, one of the great mark out moments of last year where they tried a Spanish fly off the top and both guys landed on their feet and the whole building went berserk. And the whole building went berserk, and I freaked out when I saw it. It was like, are you kidding me? That just happened. It was a brilliant. It was a sight to behold. It really was.
Then a card that you'll be on for F4W Online.
Yep.
Doing the results.
We got
Super Card of Honor.
Ring of Honor's party, getting in on this party.
So we have the Hardys versus the Young Bucks. Christopher Daniels, Dalton Castle for the ROH World title. The ROH Tag titles will be defended in a ladder match with the Hardys and the Bucks.
We shouldn't ignore that part of it.
ROH World Television title. The Villain Marty Scurll versus Adam Cole. Will Ospreay Volador Jr. versus Dragon Lee and Jay White. Texas Bulldog match. Cody versus Jay Lethal.
I like that match.
The Bullet Club versus Briscoes and Bully Ray.
Now it's Hangman Page and the Gorillas of Destiny representing the Bullet Club here.
Frankie Kazarian versus Punishment Martinez, and the Kingdom of Matt Taven and Vinny Marcellia versus Styles Young and the Beer City Bruiser. Your initial thoughts on this card?
Well, at first I kind of wasn't into it, but now that you read it again, I mean, it's actually a pretty solid card. I'm looking forward to that. The Hardys versus the Young Bucks should be a really good match. I mean, that was announced months ago, and the build to this match has been pretty good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they dish out here. Daniels and Dalton Castle, that should be pretty good. I'm interested in seeing how Daniels carries himself as a main eventer. He had a really good match with Adam Cole, and which far exceeded my expectations. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he works with Dalton Castle. And what was the tag match with Volador and them again?
Ospreay.
Yeah.
Versus Dragon Lee and Jay White.
Okay, yeah, that should be really good.
Well, that's going to be very entertaining.
Will Ospreay works Lucha Libre really well, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they work together. That should be really good.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, out of everything, I'm probably looking forward to that match the most.
I'm probably looking forward to Marty Scurll versus Adam Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, that is going to be pretty good.
Lethal,
yeah.
Lethal and Cody, to me, and how Cody uses a match that his father has made famous with the bull rope match. I think that's going to be intriguing to see how they work that out. So that's a match I'm looking forward to.
And this will be on iPay-per-view on the Fight app and on Ring of Honor, ROHWrestling.com. So that's Saturday night at 6. And then the two shows competing Saturday night at 8 o'clock. We have the flows. We'll save NXT for last.
Yeah,
NXT and WrestleMania for last.
We can do all those together.
We have Stokely Hathaway. We have the WWN Mercury Rising Super Show, which includes Stokely Hathaway presents a night of appreciation for Timothy Thatcher. We have Keith Lee versus Jason Kincaid. We have Lufisto defends against Sue Young. Travis Banks and TK Cooper versus Dickinson and Jaka. We have Ethan Page versus Jimmy Havoc. Pete Dunne versus ACH. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Mark Haskins. And then the six-way elimination match between Drew Galloway, Freddie Ahai, John Davis, Matt Riddle, Power, and Tracy Williams to become the first ever WWN champion.
That six-way match is going to be really good, I think. Ooh, how bad. I got it. The video somehow went off on Facebook. Apparently people were fighting or doing something. But yeah, that six-way match is going to be entertaining. And also the Sabre versus Haskins is also going to be really good. I think those the co-mains are, I think, going to be very good television. Or very good wrestling.
I agree. The main event should be really interesting. I wonder who would win that. I think it would be down to Galloway and Riddle, but then again, I don't know. Sometimes I think the most obvious booking, nothing happens. You know what I mean? So,
especially with Gabe.
It could be anybody, but that should be an interesting main event. And Sabre Jr. versus Haskins also sounds really good. I'm looking forward to that.
Then we get to the WWE Spectrum. We'll start with NXT. Mm-hmm. And Beast Mike, do your NXT recap. All right, here we go.
Let's just get it. NXT this week is kind of a little bit of a setup to obviously their takeover. As their takeover actually is home for a change. First, we have the triple threat between half of the triple threat tag matches I'm looking forward to the most for this weekend. We had Dash Wilder getting the win over Gargano and Akam in a triple threat, where Wilder walked away from the ring and allowed Gargano to take the lumps from Akam, and only came back as Razor got involved, as Ciampa got involved, and Wilder only came back to steal the pin and pin Gargano to get the pin for the Revivals team as they get the momentum and a ride again to take over Orlando tomorrow night. So that was a big win there. Well, we got the Heavy Machinery returning to NXT as they destroyed Jonathan Orthogun and Mike Marshall,
a.k.a. QT Marshall, Monster Factory, foot.
No, you know what happened? They put up a fight to some degree. It was just Heavy Machinery was just too big. It was just way too big. They're 650 pounds, and they were just they could actually move pretty good, and they used their size to their advantage. Their finisher with the body slam was one body slammed the other onto, I believe it was Marshall. It was a very painful experience for both of them. We got the contract signing where Asuka clearly is not seeing Ember Moon as a threat, and this is the day where she officially ties the Ascension for the longest reign in the history of NXT, male, female, whatever, 364. She will break the record tomorrow night with a full year reign as NXT Women's Champion, and she'll face Ember Moon. They have the contract signing. Let's see. And then Ono defeats Samson in the loser leaves NXT match. So Elias Sampson leaves NXT, and yes, he did destroy the guitar, which made everybody happy, which made everyone happy in the building, and it clearly brought.
As Elias Sampson's going to the main roster.
Yep.
Yeah, this is not a.
It's kind of a win-lose situation where yes, he leaves NXT and everyone's happy, but then he's probably going to end up on Raw on Monday, and which means he'll torture Corey Graves some more. So getting to NXT TakeOver, the show itself. We got the 8-person tag of Sanity, all 4 members of Sanity versus Roddy Strong, No Way Jose Dillinger, and Ruby Riott. And I think it'll be an entertaining match. I would have to... I'll predict Dillinger's team, I think, gets it done. And now that the numbers game is finally even 4-on-4, I think Dillinger's team gets it done. I think it'll be a very entertaining match.
What do you think, Brian?
I would agree because a lot of this build has been, it's been all the baby faces getting beat downs, and I think it's time they kind of get some heat back, and I think this is the perfect match to do it. I'm also interested in seeing how Ruby Riott works. I haven't seen a lot of Heidi Lovelace in the Independents, so I'm looking forward to seeing how she works against Nikki Cross, who's really good.
Yep.
So, yeah, it should be a very interesting main event. Opener, I mean, not main event. It's the opener, but...
Yeah, it'll be a good way to
It feels like the opener, but, yeah, it's
I like Sanity. I really like Sanity. I like what they're doing, but I think that's a good way to start the show. Then we got Cien Almas versus Aleister Black.
1, 2, 3.
Aleister
Black.
I think Almas, to be fair to him, has actually improved since he's turned heel. Because he used to be really, really boring as a face, but he's actually been productive as a heel. I like the cockiness, the arrogance, and the swag that he shows as a heel. But Aleister Black is just going to be too much. I think it's just they're going to make him look strong for this debut. So I think he gets it done. And
the thing with Almas, he's really good as a heel. I think he's improved tremendously since debuting on the NXT roster as a face, which didn't fit him really much at all, but I think he's still missing something that he had in CMLL.
Okay.
I mean, I just thought he carried himself really well in CMLL as a baby, as a main heel.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I mean, he's good, but not like how he was in CMLL. So I mean, this should be a good match. I think he's improved since coming up to NXT, but. Aleister Black I haven't seen too much of. I saw him in the UK tournament, and I know he has a very good rep as being a good worker, so that should be interesting to see how those two work together. That I'm interested in that. That should be really interesting.
Next up is the match I'm looking the most forward to. We got the Triple Threat Tag Team Elimination Match. Authors of Pain versus the Revival versus DIY. I think that this match is going to be very, very entertaining. I got AOP retaining the titles.
I got AOP too.
I think they're going to retain. I think it'll be a very entertaining match.
Mm-hmm. I think Arthur's and Payne are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of sloppy in some parts. They're still green, but I think they've improved tremendously as champions. And DIY and Revival are so seasoned and so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna have a good triple threat match. Which, I mean, you look on paper and you kind of think it's going to be a cluster, you know what? But I think it's actually going to work out really well. I think this will probably be, well, actually, there's a lot
that could happen.
The thing with this card is that there's a lot of matches on the show that could steal the show.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of them. I think this would be really good.
Who do you think is the most likely to be called up for Monday or Tuesday? Revival or DIY?
Revival. I think, I don't know if they'll be called up, but I think if any tag team's going to be called up in the next few weeks, it's going to be them.
You think it's yeah? I
agree.
They've been the best team for about a year, for maybe 15 months in NXT. I think they've been the most consistent. Yeah. They've been the best team against everybody. And the Authors and Pain are the one team they have to face in any type of tag match. I think that's they would be the most ideal situation as the next team to come up. Ember versus Asuka. Another match I'm looking forward to seeing for the NXT Women's Championship. Asuka will have officially reigned for 365 days as champion, starting midnight tonight, which will be the longest reign, as I mentioned earlier, in NXT history, male or female. She's had an incredible run of being undefeated for a year and a half now, and Ember Moon, meanwhile, has been undefeated since Brooklyn last year. So this who wins this one? Jeez. I
go Ember.
I think Ember finally wins. I think Ember wins it.
I think Ember Moon wins.
Yeah. It'll be. I think it'll be a really good fight. But I think Ember.
Because I see Asuka coming up on Monday.
I can see that.
Or Tuesday.
I'm not too sure about that. I mean, I think they're gonna at least do one more match.
Yeah, they'll do one in Brooklyn.
If Asuka loses here, I think they're going to build to a rematch, and then
and then have her set her up after
being
Brooklyn.
Called up. I think she's gonna be called up this year. I just don't know when.
I think they'll do it like they did with Bayley last year, where they slow played Bayley's rematch, and then Asuka, and then Bayley immediately came up after Brooklyn. I think they'll probably slow play with Asuka too, and then have her come up after Brooklyn, and then let Ember and Nikki Cross and Ruby and the Australians kind of do battle to come after the women's come after the women's championship, and then finally Shinsuke and Bobby Roode for the NXT championship. And
the battle of the entrance themes.
The entrances and the entrance themes, which we both agree are the two best entrance themes in the NXT right now, are Rude and Shinsuke's. And the entrances are going to be great. And I think they've done a very good job of promoting this. I don't know if the match is going to be as good. If they do it like what Rude did with Ono a couple weeks ago, where I thought that match was very good, I think Rude will be fine. But the San Antonio match just didn't pop for me. So that concerns me. And could Shinsuke finally be called up? And I think he would be the perfect. Of all the guys that could be called up, I think Shinsuke would be the best draw to call him up now.
He's been rumored as the guy that's probably going to be called up this week or next week. So it should be very interesting to see if that happens. Because, I mean, if he loses here, I mean, I think that's a strong indicator.
There's nothing more for him to do.
Being called up.
Yeah.
Except for fighting Ono, there's nothing more for him to do, I would think. I think Root retains for that reason. I think it's time. And where do you send him? Do you send him to Raw or do you send him to SmackDown?
SmackDown.
I think
I think SmackDown is a way better fit for him.
Considering Joe got sent to Raw, which I thought Joe was destined for SmackDown, but considering Joe got sent to Raw, I think Shinsuke going to SmackDown makes perfect sense.
Yes. Completely agree.
So, yeah, I think Root retains, and then Shinsuke gets called up after a match with Ono, and then Ono versus Rude gets to Brooklyn.
Yep.
Then we have the big one.
The show that made all of these other things happen and made all these things the hub for wrestling this weekend. WrestleMania 33.
But we have to get to Raw, which we were both at.
Yes. Raw in Philly. This crowd was live. This crowd was hot from start to finish. It was nuclear hot.
Trust the process.
Trust the process chants were happening. In my section where I was sitting, I was in 206. I get to it when we get to the Goldberg Lesnar thing, but that was there was another hilarious chant going on. But it was the crowd was heated. It was so much heat for this crowd in Philly. So We got the first match was for main event, where it was Dana versus Alicia Fox. You missed absolutely nothing. Dana got
It was
the win.
horrendous.
You missed nothing. Dana got the win, but you missed absolutely nothing, so it's no big deal. They did a Cruiserweight dark match, which was actually pretty entertaining. So it was Gulak, Daivari, and Nice versus Lindsay Dorado, Grand Metalik, and Mustafa Ali, which is actually a pretty entertaining match where everyone got their shots in, and Gulak got a good pop beat from Philly. He got a good pop from everybody. In the end, it was Mustafa Ali getting it done with the 450. I think he pinned Daivari to get it done and handle it. But it was a good match, a good dark match for us all. Then Raw kicks off, and they had to do the vignette to start the show. You get an Undertaker feel to it, which to me I thought that was great. I thought it was great to kind of tease Taker. Okay, Taker's presence. He's going to be here. He's going to do something. What's going to happen? Like, well, what's coming with Undertaker? And then we kick off with Bayley. Bayley gets it. Everyone gets. A lot of people got good pops. Like everyone, like the normal people you expect, got really good pops.
But I thought the first segment and the first
it kind
match,
of dragged a little bit with the four women. It dragged semi a tad. But we got kind of Charlotte painting Sasha as the bad girl here, as like the turn is coming, which I would agree with. I think the turn is coming. It's just a matter of when Sasha's going to pull the trigger on it. But we got the tag match between the four of them, which now turned to elimination. The match is now elimination style, the Fatal 4-Way, and Bayley and Sasha get it done with a Bayley to belly and a Nia lays waste to all women involved here, which I think finally they made Nia strong, and Nia finally interacting with Charlotte physically. I think it's something I've been looking forward to for a while, because Charlotte's been the only one not touched by Nia over the last year or so. So I was actually looking forward to what Nia does in the match this Sunday. Aries gets it done as he beat up Noam Dar to such a degree where Dar was supposed to have a match on 205 Live, and he didn't. Because Aries rocked him in the jaw twice with a couple of nice forearms, and then hit him with the last chancery. So Dar was actually not on 205 Live in the tag match that we were supposed to have, as he was supposed to continue his hook with Rich Swann. So Neville was on commentary. This was the best segment of the night, and we both agreed the best segment was Rollins and Hunter. And
Flames.
It was the heat that Triple H was spitting, and then Rollins with the clapbacks on it. It was great. It was tremendous television. It was riveting television, and riveting to see live, as both guys got pops, as you would expect. But it was
all hail.
Yeah,
all hail.
Yes,
Brian, we got to do all hail.
All hail.
Yes.
All hail to the game. All hail to the king.
All
The king.
hail.
The king.
He's one of the best promos. Aside from the Miz and Cena, I think he single-handedly built that feud really well.
Yes.
Yeah.
This has been I think this is the best match on the Raw side. I'm not sure it's that close. Even though Owens and Jericho are going to put on a good fight, but I think this is the best match on the Raw side. Is Hunter and Seth, and this time Rollins, despite his knee, and even he admits it's not 100%, but it's good. Rollins attacks Triple H a little bit with the crutch to end the whole thing, but all in all, and Rollins the pedigree tease on Triple H, which got the fans kind of hyped. But it was a good segment. I think everything worked out well with that, so I really enjoyed that. That's going to be a very good match. The over the top rope challenge, you missed little to nothing. As Big Show laid waste to everybody. And then, except for Strowman, who showed... That was good. That was good timing. Except for Strowman, who ends up showing up, and Strowman decides not to throw down with Big Show, which I think was the one thing they missed from Raw. I would like to have seen Strowman and Show throw down a little bit, leading to Mania. But I think that was a decent segment, at least served this purpose. That Show was going to destroy a lot of people, or Strowman will destroy a lot of people for this Sunday. Neville Gallagher, they did not as good as Fastlane, but still productive. And then Aries' promo with New Day was funny. As after the match, as Neville would make Gallagher tap out to the Rings of Saturn, and after they had a productive match, and then New Day would do their promo with Aries and kind of do that whole A double thing and the WWE Cruiserweight Championship thing. I thought was nice. I thought it was nice hook for the host of WrestleMania and Austin Aries. Let's see. Then we got Roman Reigns, whom you would have sworn Roman Reigns was a Dallas Cowboy or a Cowboys fan. How loudly. TV did not do the booing justice.
No, it didn't.
For Roman Reigns.
They muted it.
It was muted heavy, And it had to be because Roman was booed out of the building pretty much the second his music hit. Boos everywhere. 20,000 people. It might as well have been 60,000 people that booed Roman. It was so heavy.
Oh, that will happen on Sunday. Don't worry.
You won't be able to. They won't be able to escape it in Orlando. The booing will travel some 1,500 miles down to Orlando, Florida. The booing was real. It was so loud. I couldn't even hear Roman speak. The way he was booed so heavy during the promos. It was brilliant. The crowd handled it so quickly. You got the "You Can't Wrestle" chants, and you got the "You Suck" chants to Roman. It was great. It was a great thing. And as loudly as Roman got booed, ironically, an actual Cowboys fan and The Undertaker got cheered. And he got cheered super heavy as the fans showed Taker utmost respect as Taker continued to troll Roman all night, and finally, to his face, would troll Roman with the video about the burial plot. And then Taker showing up to address Roman face to face, which I thought was a very nice touch leading to their match at WrestleMania. I like JBL clapping back at the fans a little bit for all the booing they did for Roman.
Oh, the bring it to the table thing. That was off. Like Rosenberg going off. Like, Peter Rosenberg, you don't know crap.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, like he's basically is a fan who happens to have a job with, what was it, Sirius? I think he's
Hot 97.
Well, Hot 97, yeah, he got a job at Hot 97, but he's like all of us. He's a fan of all this game, and JBL went in on all the fans booing Roman Reigns, who actually is good. Well, which is why I get it. He's being pushed heavy by Vince and all the higher ups there, but yeah, Roman Reigns can actually go. I got no beef with Roman Reigns. I'm one of those people that actually that despise Roman. I think the other thing is the CM Punk chants really were annoying on Monday. I think
Oh, it was.
We get it. We get it. We miss him. But it's been 4 years. It's been 3 years. I think we can let it go now. I think we can chalk this up. Everyone needs to chill with the CM Punk stuff. We got to fall back on this.
Yeah, I agree, Brian. I agree.
So earlier in the evening, Anderson and Gallows ran up on Sheamus and Cesaro while they were doing a promo. And they used ladders and they used a 2x4 to kind of get the jump and beat up Sheamus and Cesaro. So as they were getting ready for a match with Enzo and Cass, and Enzo and Cass do their promo, and the building was hype for Enzo, and they did their whole practice thing, which I thought was great. And so the tag champions come down to the ring, and then Sheamus and Cesaro clap back with an attack. But in the end, the tag champions got the jump on all four people.
Sheamus got busted.
Sheamus got a heavy gash. If you didn't see the picture on Twitter, you should. The heavy gash on the back, on the top of Sheamus' right eye. It was deep. It cut deep. They stitched it up. He's ready to go. And naturally, they made the match a ladder match Tuesday morning. So the triple tag team title match on Raw will be a ladder match, of course, with all 6 parties involved. Then we get Jericho as Zayn and Owens were fighting, and if Zayn lost, he would be fired. And if Zayn wins, he'd be announced to the Giant Battle Royal. Zayn gets it done with a little bit of an assist to Chris Jericho, as Samoa Joe tried to get involved in what was a no disqualification match. Jericho would attack Joe and distract Owens long enough for Zayn to roll him up and get the pin, which is all in all a solid match. I think it not being completely on TV kind of hurt it a little bit, but all in all, I think it was a solid match as they went all over the building fighting each other, which I think we've seen this before. Zayn would get it done. So
I thought the third hour draw go a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Zayn would get it done. Zayn would get the pin, and then Jericho would finally add Kevin Owens to the list as he brought a brand new list of Jericho out and put Kevin Owens' name right square in the middle of the page. Finally, we close the show as Lesnar and Heyman and Goldberg as Heyman spits more heat, and then Goldberg arrives, Spears leaves. That's effectively what happened here. Goldberg left Lesnar laying on the floor this time, not in the ring, on the floor this time. He left him lay and then closed the show. So we're going to get Battleground in July.
Yes.
Yeah, July 23rd, we're going to get Battleground, which is going to be
So we're getting 2
SmackDown
pay-per-views in 6 months.
Yeah, so we're going to get the SmackDown pay-per-view Battleground, and then the Royal Rumble and everything Royal Rumble related is going to come back here next January. So we get TakeOver, the Rumble, and then Raw and SmackDown back-to-back days. So 3 straight days, WWE is going to take
4
over.
4 straight days.
Yeah. Well, the first one being probably a Tower, and then the last 3 being in Fargo.
Oh, they'll do Fargo for.
They've only done like the takeover, the big
They'll
takeover.
do
They'll do Fargo for takeover.
Yeah, they'll do Fargo.
I would. I'm not sure that they will. I mean, Tower works, but I'm not sure they're going to go that route. Or even Leader Course would probably work. But I'm not sure they'll go do Fargo for takeover. We'll see. We'll see as they go. And obviously, tickets are going to be available to the main public for Battleground shortly thereafter. I thought Raw was much better. I thought Raw was better than SmackDown this week. I thought SmackDown was productive, and its major stuff they did well. But I think Raw overall, had a more solid show to it compared to SmackDown.
Let's get Brian's thoughts on Raw and then SmackDown. All right.
Yeah. So your thoughts on so Brian, your thoughts on Raw? What did you think Raw was?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, for Raw, I usually keep it as background noise, and a lot of the show kind of felt like it dragged in parts just because it's Raw, but. I mean, like you guys talked about, the Triple H and Seth Rollins thing was really solid, and the main event was pretty with Goldberg and Lesnar. I think that was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, this is mostly a show to build up WrestleMania, and there were some hits and there were some misses. Video packages, there was a lot of those. But yeah, it was a solid show. I mean,
we didn't need the video package of every match at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that was seriously.
We got the point, but yeah, it was a bit too much.
I also want to mention, it's kind of weird that they built up this tag team title match as a ladder match at like the very last second.
Yeah.
It's weird. My thought is just like they thought, we have a ladder match every at WrestleMania, and we don't have one this year, so pick a random match to make a ladder match, and they picked that one.
Yeah, to me, it should have went with the cruiserweights. I would have put the cruiserweights in, and just put the 6 best cruiserweights in, and make that a ladder match. Like Neville, Aries, Swan,
Mustafa,
Dar,
and Tozawa,
or Gallagher or Kendrick. So any combination of those guys would have worked. I would have had them in a ladder match instead of the Raw tag team, Raw tag teams. So now to SmackDown. SmackDown came from Richmond, so not too far away from here. Styles and Shane, like Asuka and Ember Moon, also had a contract signing. And there were no fisticuffs, which is rare for contract signings in WWE. We had 2 in 1 week, and there were no blows in either, which is a bit of a shock there. So this is going to be a normal match. So it's not going to be like a street fight or no DQ or any of these other matches that Shane normally does.
What is Shane jumping off of?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Have you seen the stage?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen the stage?
He's jumping off the roller coaster.
That's the stage. That's the stage. The stage is going to be the hook.
Do you think Shane's going to jump off the roller coaster?
I think that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, this ramp.
Jump off of something crazy.
This ramp is massive.
The roller coaster they're building, sure.
This ramp is massive, and they have this.
And they have a ring on top of the ring.
That's even possible. The ring on top of the ring. That's even possible.
That's crazy.
Now, this ring is this entrance. This whole Tron thing is going to be huge. This entrance ramp is ridiculously huge.
They're spending a lot of money.
Yeah, no kidding. They are putting every dollar. Good thing NXT's at home, so that covers the overhead. But they are spending dough on this, and this is putting a heavy bill on this whole situation here. So the contract signing went down. Nobody came to blows. It was good. A good promo from Shane. I think a better promo from AJ. Carmella and Becky really morphed into a tag match where Alexa and Carmella gets it done over Becky and Mickey, because Alexa and Mickey were on commentary. They had verbal barbs against each other, and they came in and threw jabs. Mickey's been slow played into a face, and Carmella got the pin on Becky thanks to James Ellsworth, who distracted Becky long enough for Carmella to get the pin, which led to an all-out brawl between those 4 women and Natalya, and then Naomi came back to make the save. So now Naomi jumps in, and Naomi is going to go home, and she's actually going to get a chance to get back the title she never truly lost, as she will be involved in what's now a 6-pack challenge, which got moved away from the pre-show and will now be on the main show, with the 4 women I mentioned in the match, plus Natalya, plus Naomi, for the SmackDown Women's Championship. The same type of match that Becky Lynch won the title in the first place. Miz TV again, more heat. Like you mentioned earlier about how Miz and Cena have just thrown heat against each other. This was a lot of heat. But as Miz and Maurice finally got serious after the Total Bella BS spoofs, which I thought were great. I thought they were highly entertaining, and you put Daniel Bryan involved and Brie involved. I thought it was funny. And then they got serious, and then Cena got real serious with his promo after as he completely bodied Miz. It was actually amazing how Cena destroyed Miz on the mic to his face. It was actually great. So they're setting up for what I think will be a very entertaining match. I just hope they don't bury Miz after it. Win or lose, I just hope Miz doesn't get buried. But they've done a very good job building that up. Let's see here. We got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. So some of the participants from SmackDown, the Usos Tag Team Championships are the only title not defended at WrestleMania this Sunday. So they'll be in the Battle Royal. So Mojo, Heath Slater, Rhino, and American Alpha defeated the Usos, Breezango, and Dolph Ziggler. Mojo Rally got put on here, and then Mojo completely destroyed Tyler Breeze and left Breeze land as he got the pin on Tyler. But in the end, it was... that's Mojo and Ziggler looked the strongest of the 10 guys involved here. And then Bray beat Harper, and Luke Harper looked very good in this match. Luke Harper really played his role very well. Uh-huh. And as Harper, Harper was productive. And I'm guessing Harper, I guess they'll throw him in the Battle Royal too, but it was very impressive with Luke Harper. And then Randy Orton doing his thing afterwards, but kind of trying to destroy the remains of Abigail, I thought was a solid segment as well. But Bray looks strong as he wins with Sister Abigail, as Harper ran directly into it. So Bray gets the win as we get closer to Sunday, and Orton and Bray for the WWE Championship. And now we get to Sunday.
Sunday.
We get to Sunday, which, as far as I know, the only match that's going to be pre-show, the only two matches are Aries and Neville, and the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I think those are the only two matches that are pre-showed here.
Yeah.
Yes, because I think the women's title match, SmackDown women's title
got pushed
match,
back to the main show,
out.
as everybody was really, really pissed that the SmackDown women's match was going to be pre-showed. So everyone got hyped, and then they took the social media. WWE finally listened. Becky Lynch showed her gratitude, as you might have seen on Twitter. So Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, obviously the main favorites. Big Show and Strowman. Henry's going to be involved in it.
Zayn.
I think Sammy wins. I think Sammy gets a signature win. I'm going to go with Sammy here.
I'm going to go with Braun!
So
we both got a guy from Raw getting it done. Any thoughts on the Battle Royal?
I'm going to go with Braun.
Okay.
I think this is his time, and I'm surprised he doesn't have a match for WrestleMania, so it makes sense he wins this Battle Royal. I think he was supposed to win last year, and they kind of like didn't because I don't think he was ready at that time. But now I think he's pretty much ready. So
they made the right. To me, I think they made the right choice picking Corbin last year. I think they made the right choice because Corbin clearly was ready, and Corbin's really had a tremendous year. And we'll see Corbin later. We'll talk about him later. Let's see here: Neville versus Aries.
I see Aries winning.
Yeah, I got Aries too for the Cruiserweight Championship.
I think Aries wins. Yeah.
So yes, I guess we'll go from bottom up because because the world title matches should be last. Let's see, SmackDown Women's 6-Pack Challenge. Alexa's the champion versus Becky, Natalya, Nikki, Naomi, and Carmella.
I don't know who would win here. I mean, I would think Naomi would maybe win the title back. I think that might make sense.
Yeah.
Or Alexa could retain. I'm not sure if anything else makes sense. I think it's one of those two options.
I think Naomi gets it back. I think the narrative fits too well. Naomi's at home. She's getting back the title she never lost. I think I would go Naomi. I think she gets the title back.
Yeah, I think Naomi or Becky.
Becky's the other one I think that can make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus
Enzo and Cass versus Cesaro and Sheamus, the Triple Threat Ladder match.
I see Enzo and Cass.
I do too. I think they get their signature win.
I'm not too sure. I think it would be better if they build up that feud so like they can win on the next show. I'm not sure if them winning here is like the way to go. I could see maybe Gallows and Anderson winning here, and then maybe at like the next pay-per-view they have a straight up singles match and Enzo Cass win there, I mean, I think it would make more sense to really build up the title win. But I mean, if they can do it here, but I think that would make more sense.
Yeah, I agree, but
Okay. So
But-
you think Anderson and Gallows retain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dean Ambrose versus Big Banter.
Versus Baron Corbin for the Intercontinental Championship. I got Corbin. The Corbin's coming in with too much momentum. I think you can slide Ambrose, either keep him with the IC title or throw him back into the WWE title picture. I got to go. I think Corbin. I think Corbin gets it done. He's had a tremendous year, and I think he'd do some good work with the IC title.
Okay, I wasn't feeling the build for this match. It kind of was just there.
Yeah.
But I think Corbin's going to end up winning, and I think they'll probably continue the feud. I'm not too sure about that, but I know they have big things planned for Baron Corbin, so it makes sense he wins here and he has a title.
Yeah, I agree. Baron Corbin. John Cena and Nikki Bella versus Maurice and the Miz. 1, 2, 3.
Cena and Nikki.
Cena.
And
Cena and Nikki.
let's take a guess. Cena proposes at the end.
I think he does. I think he does.
That's been the hot rumor, and sure, I mean, I can see it happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the build for this match has been fire.
Oh yes, I love Miz has been the best
The last
talker.
2 weeks have been really awesome.
Miz has been the best talker in the company since the SmackDown extension, and he had a tremendous run from this time last year to now. Miz has had a brilliant run, and I hope, win or lose, I hope that Miz doesn't get relegated to the mid card torture chamber that it is. But I really want to see Miz continue to they continue to push him because he had a tremendous run over the last year. I think Miz gets it done here. I think Cena and Nikki get it done too. So we got Jericho and Owens for the U.S. Championship.
I think Owens wins.
Yeah, I think Owens wins too.
Yeah, I agree. I think a little bit too much from KO, but I think Jericho puts on a good match. I think Jericho is going to be very productive. But this would complete the Triple Crown for Kevin Owens in terms of the singles titles in WWE in a span of a year, which is not bad. Or not a bad year and a half. That's not bad for Kevin. I think Kevin gets it done.
Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax.
Fatal 4-way elimination match for Bayley's Women's Championship.
I think it comes down to Bayley and Charlotte, and Bayley wins.
I think it comes down to Bayley Sasha, and Bayley gets it done. How are they going to eliminate Nia? That's the question. I think that's the real question. How do they eliminate Nia? And how do they get her out of this match?
Your thoughts, Brian?
So this is an elimination match?
Yes,
Yes.
it is, officially.
Which is Nia's going to lose. Now, I don't know how they're going to have that happen.
I think Charlotte wins here.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I think they should have. This booking has been really weird. I think they should have waited till WrestleMania for
I
Bayley
agree.
to win. But
I agree.
now that she's won, it's kind of like the intrigue here isn't here. So I mean, like they could just put it back on Charlotte, and they can. I don't know. I mean, there's also the thing. Sasha kind of like can't think she's going to turn heel, and I don't know if they're going to do that yet. But you know, there's variables, a lot of variables in this match, and they can put on anybody kind of at this point, except for Nia. I still don't see her in the title picture yet, or as far as being champion goes. But I can see either Charlotte winning or Bayley retaining, and then they can go from there. But I don't know. The intrigue here was just kind of gone when Bayley just won out of nowhere last month.
Yeah.
That did kind of kill. Bayley winning the title, I thought on Raw was fine. Bayley keeping it at Fastlane, I thought I think was a shock to everybody. I still think Charlotte's streak, Bayley was the one that had to end it. I agree with that decision. I just wish it was now, and not as opposed to not Sunday, not Fastlane. Let's see here. We've got Shane versus AJ. Which I think we're all going to pick AJ here.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, really.
I hope.
You're not kidding. I think Shane's going to do something. We all know Shane will do something. We don't know what it is or what he's jumping from, but we know he'll do something. But yeah, I think AJ gets it done. I think AJ gets it done, and AJ immediately gets thrown back into the title picture. with whoever wins it later on this evening, whoever wins later on Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting how this match is,
how this plays
played out.
Because, AJ can jump off something, too. Let's not assume that just Shane can jump off stuff. We know AJ can jump off stuff. So, that might be something, too. The match we're most looking forward to for Raw, Seth and Triple H in a non-sanctioned match.
It's got to be Seth.
It's got to be. It has to be.
It would make no sense for Triple H to win this.
Right. I think Triple H understands that. I think he gets it.
I think it will be the ultimate
payoff.
shovel.
I'm pretty much seeing
this is the
Seth
payoff.
Rollins winning this.
This is the payoff. This is the ultimate payback for Seth Rollins to get it done. Even if Triple H goes a la Shawn like he did in 2002 with their non-sanction and crits him after the match, this is still the ultimate payoff, the ultimate payback. Where Rollins beats Triple H. Whether he does it with the pedigree or not, I think that's the question. Does he beat Triple H with the pedigree? I think that would be
interesting.
That will be interesting to see that. Will he win with the pedigree? Taker versus Roman.
I think Undertaker wins.
I think Taker wins, so.
I don't. I think Roman. I think that this is the time. I think this is the last time we see Taker. I think this is the end of Undertaker. I think Roman gets it done. I think Roman wins, and the fans are going to hate it, and they're going to dump on it heavy in Orlando, on social media, everywhere. Everyone is going to dump on this. I think Roman wins.
Match is going to suck.
Yeah, the match
is going to suck.
Because Taker's basically movable like a brick wall. He's effectively cinder blocks right now. But I think Roman gets it done.
I think Marty Jannetty could have a better match with Roman Reigns.
Marty doing a Canadian Destroyer, I think, opened a lot of eyes. But Taker just can't move.
That. I mean, Undertaker isn't that mobile, and I mean, it's been teased every year for I don't know how long that this is Undertaker's last year. So I mean, I can't guarantee that's going to be it, but I mean, I think as far as who wins, I think Undertaker's going to win. Because I mean, if this finishes off the show, which has kind of been rumored for like the last day or so, I mean, I think it would kind of suck if Roman won, and that was like the last thing that ended the show, because people they are going to boo the hell out of him. I don't know if I can say that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, that works.
So I mean, it will be that should be an interesting main event just to see who wins, but I think it's going to be Undertaker.
Okay.
Then we have Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton.
The cruel, evil way that Orton's gotten to this point and getting to the WWE Championship is he completely slow played and slow burned his turn on Bray after winning the Royal Rumble, and is basically trying to destroy Bray from the inside. I love Bray Wyatt, but I think this is the end of his reign. I think Orton wins. I am a Bray Wyatt guy, but I think Orton gets it done. I think Orton wins the title.
I'm not too sure. I mean, Orton could win. I mean, actually, that would kind of make sense, because they've been building up the split for months.
Mm-hmm.
And it finally happened recently. I guess I can see Orton winning here.
Yeah.
I think that makes the most sense. But unless they're going to continue the feud, which, I mean, in that case,
doable.
Bray would win. But I could see it going either way, but if I had to choose, I would probably choose Orton.
Yeah, I choose Orton in here, too.
Yep. And then a title match that everyone has pooped on massively. Goldberg v. Lesnar 3, if you will, for the Universal Championship.
Grunting.
Which we all are probably guessing is going to close the show. Which would be the worst closer to a show, to the show on Sunday? Taker Reigns or Goldberg Lesnar?
Oh.
Which gets the worst reaction if it closed the show on Sunday?
God.
I was like, that just came to me like, wait a minute. 2 of these last 3 matches, the fans despise. And I mean, I don't think Goldberg Lesnar. I think everyone's okay with that, just not for the title. I think everyone like hates that it's for the title, but you got like these two of these 3 matches here, both of Raw's mains. It's 2 of the 3 biggest matches on this card. Which match would get dumped on harder if it closed this Sunday? Especially considering how much everyone hates Roman. And then
If Roman wins to close WrestleMania,
Yeah, exactly.
God.
That's the point. That's exactly the point. Remember what happened last year? Roman won to close WrestleMania, and we both hated the match. We both thought the match was terrible, not because of the quality, not because of the match itself.
the match itself was terrible.
Well, yeah, you're right. It was.
Are you kidding me?
It was way too predictable. It was way too predictable. No, we missed absolutely nothing. We knew what was going to happen, except for Roman spearing Stephanie. I didn't see that one coming. But it was. Yeah, the match itself was not very good. All that being said, I think Lesnar wins finally, beats Goldberg, and I'm okay with Lesnar holding the title at least until SummerSlam, simply because at least Lesnar's going to give you a decent match. At least Lesnar's going to give you decent matches. Goldberg's been squash after squash after squash. At least with Lesnar's going to give you decent work with guys. So I can at least tolerate. If I had to pick the lesser of two evils, it's Brock.
Yeah, same. Brian?
As far as this main event goes, I mean, I just remember WrestleMania 20, and that was like a terrible match.
Neither guy was
in
neither
every
heart was in
conceivable
it.
way. And now it's been what? How many years?
14 years? We're talking
14, something like that.
Yeah.
13.
13.
I don't see this being good.
No.
I
No,
mean,
I don't either.
I think it'll be a better crowd. I think what killed the 20 main event or the 20 match was the crowd just wasn't into it from the very start because they knew both of them were leaving.
Right.
I think this will be a friendlier crowd, but I don't think the work is going to be any better. I think it'll probably be worse. I think they will go a longer match than they did at Survivor Series, which
favors Lesnar.
Won't be hard to go past. But I don't see this being good.
Wait, no one sees this being good.
No, we all see this as a giant dumpster fire. I mean, Lesnar will probably suplex Goldberg a couple times. Goldberg will probably get a spear in.
But Bill Goldberg sweats even during his promos.
Yeah, he was sweating buckets doing a promo on Raw.
Going up pretty easily.
I mean, both guys will sweat like gallons.
You know.
Both guys will sweat gallons on Sunday. Lesnar can sweat too, so both guys will sweat gallons.
And I see Lesnar winning.
Yeah.
I think that makes the most sense, and I think, I mean, it just makes sense.
I can see a scenario where it's spear, jackhammer, Lesnar kicks out, and then Lesnar goes in. I can totally see that, which I think that would be nice. But yeah, everyone's going to dump on this until we get to until Brock. Everyone's going to dump on this title until Brock loses it. And when Brock loses it, probably at SummerSlam to whomever he loses it to, which I'm hoping it's Joe. But I think that would be the ideal way to have it, and then Joe just take it and run. In between, Pitbull's going to perform his song "Greenlight" for Low Rider and company at
That's going to be glorious. Not.
Yeah, no, these performances.
And Al Roker is going to be the guest ring announcer.
Yeah, for the Cena Miz match. Yeah, that's totally happening. Obviously, we'll get the Hall of Fame thing where Kurt gets love. Kurt and the Rock and Roll Express, DDP, taking long. Everyone gets their love from the crowd, which I think will be nice. Who do you think? And then New Day, obviously, with them being the hosts, are going to do stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Let's over/under on how many Hardys will be at WrestleMania.
I'm going to take the under because I think the Hardys could get a Raw thing. I think the Hardys, especially if it's Gallows and Anderson retain the title. Yeah. Oh no! Are you talking about the Hardys themselves, or the fans doing the whole delete?
Hardys.
Oh, I'm gonna take the under. I think they'll show up on Raw. Especially if Gallows and Anderson are the tag champions.
I don't know if they'll show up on Raw, but I think they might show something like some sort of vignette.
That'll work for me. I'll take
we'll see that.
I'll take that too. That'll work. WWE's teasing it. You see the thing with the spot where Matt faced Jeff, and then they had the whole broken thing with the tables. They capitalized the word broken. They're teasing this. They're teasing this extra hard. I think they're going to do something. They're going to do something.
Yeah, they've been teasing, so I'm pretty sure they're both.
At least we're not getting Big Show Shaq.
Yeah, no, that's probably a good thing. We can at least tolerate Big Show Braun, because Big Show Braun actually had a good match on Raw once a couple weeks ago. But yeah, probably good. If not Big Show Shaq, probably good.
The Lounge.
Inside the Lounge on Monday. National Championship preview for both men and women, whoever wins them, whoever wins the Final Fours. Something I saw a couple weeks ago that I meant to get into but didn't get a chance to. So somebody on ESPN.com actually did a 64-team bracket for college football teams. So I kind of wanted to get into that and see where we would go with that particular region. So I'm going to get into that. See, baseball officially opens on Sunday. Obviously, the Phillies open later on Monday. So we'll talk a little bit about that with the Phillies and with what we may see on Sunday. NHL and NBA, as both seasons are coming to their end. I believe the NBA ends next week, and the NHL shortly. They both end in the second week in April, so we're getting really close to both playoff runs as well. So that's really the gist of the lounge on Monday.
Brian, plugs?
You can follow me on Twitter at BR26. And in my Twitter, you can find a link to Deaths of WrestleMania, my first ever book. It's a compilation of all the WrestleMania columns I did for Voices of Wrestling a couple of years ago. I review every WrestleMania from the very first one in 1985 to last year's WrestleMania 32. So definitely check that out. WrestlingObserver.com. I'm there usually posting something at least once a day. If not, I cover 205 Live and everything New Japan I cover up for WrestlingObserver.com. So be sure to check that out.
What are your takes on Sakura Genesis? Do you think that's going to be a good card?
I think it is. I think it's going to be a really good card. Shibata and Okada, they've been holding off on that match forever, and it's probably going to happen. And I think it will be really good. I can't remember the last time a New Japan main event disappointed me, so that's probably going to be a hell of a match.
Especially with Okada in it. I mean, the fact that he doesn't disappoint main events with anyone, but now that he's finally crossing paths with Shibata, I think it's going to be a tremendous battle between the two of them.
It will be. That's going to be a really good match.
And
Hiromu Takahashi and Kushida is going to be really good too.
Yeah, I like that one.
And Saber Goda, War Machine, Tenkoji.
War Machine.
Saber Goda
that should be a really interesting match.
Saber Goda will steal a show on a lot of cards.
Yeah. So we have that to look forward to. That's what we'll be previewing next week.
Yep. As we recap everything that happened with WrestleMania and TakeOver and the Evolve shows and the Rev Pro show.
Oh my God.
This week's so heavy.
That's why this week's so heavy. That's why we ain't watching anything.
There you go. It's so much. So, so Deja's Perfect Talk Show will come up at noon. At the top of the hour, she will do her thing, which will be far different from our thing. That's quite all right.
And it is 11:39 on Monco Radio. Let me get it off the playlist first.
Yeah. So, I guess I'll close it while he does it. So, it's 11:39 on Monco Radio, where music and minds meet.
Okay.